In fact, I wanted to know which different disciplines you are from. Sir,
Sir, participants are from different
departments.
Sir, the participants are belong to arts, science, commerce faculty, even library science, physical education, and language also. And they are from different parts of Karnataka and also from Jharkhand, Kerala, Maharashtra. Sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Yes,
So it's a very differently kind of oriented group. And you know that my background is education and psychology. So my primary emphasis in giving examples would be from these disciplines. However, as far as possible, I try also to give you examples from other disciplines. You know that today's topic is research and development from that theme, and I'm going to speak to you on knowledge and knowledge creation, research as knowledge and knowledge creation process. Let me share my.
please go ahead, sir.
Okay, is the PPT visible now?
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, you are sharing PPT, sir?
Yeah,
Hey, not shared, sir.
not shared.
ಇಲ್ಲ sir, ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ sir.
Okay, I will.
Yes, now it's sharing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now it is visible, right? Okay. Let me.
Fine, sir. Fine.
Research as creation of knowledge. That is the theme that we are going to. In fact, since all of you are already doctorate holders and then teaching in higher education institutions, I know that this will not be a session where I will be speaking and then you will be listening. That would not be a proper way of communicating between the two of us. I would like you actually to, come in any time that you feel appropriate. If you want to make some comment, you want to add something to what I'm saying, or if you also want to ask a question, you are please welcome. And since I will not be able to see all of you, I'm sure that if you put some questions on the chat box, etc., it may not be easy for me to see that. So with these initial remarks, let me start my presentation. Basically, then we are trying to clarify a few things, right? For this session, we are trying to clarify what we already know. And that is what is our primary concern. Say, for example, one of the preliminary questions that comes to my mind is why is it that we do research? Why research has to be undertaken? I think this is a question which at least some of you would like to answer. So you may please come in. If you can raise your hand, I can see that. Or you can directly talk also. Let us begin with Chandrasekhar sir. Chandrasekhar sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to say why we do research?
Hello.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why are we doing research?
To find something new.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We find something new,
Okay.
and if the good message to the society,
Okay.
and again it helps to the progress in future and to acquire the knowledge.
Fine. Fine. Thank
To implement the plans.
Okay.
Suggestion.
Sir, what is the discipline to which you belong?
Geography.
Okay, good. So you are a geography discipline oriented person, and what you have said definitely are some of the reasons. Let me now hear from Deepak sir. Dr. Deepak. Dr. Deepak, would you like to speak?
Sir, I said that we do research to come out with something new which would be useful for the coming generations.
Okay, nice, nice. Sir, what is your discipline?
I am from English departments.
Very good, very good. So when a research is undertaken in English, you would like to bring something out which is new. This is what you are saying?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay. Suhasini madam, Suhasini Bhujbal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So to get the in-depth knowledge,
yeah.
to get more knowledge about something, or maybe to solve any problem, just like action researches are there.
So your area is education, is it?
Yeah.
Good, good.
Yes.
Let me hear from Manjunath. Manjunath, sir. Manjunath. Manjunath, sir, would you like to speak? Yeah. Suresh wants to speak.
Yeah, sir. Research it is helpful for the find the solution for the existing problems.
Okay, solving a problem. That is what you are saying.
Existing problem.
Yeah.
The solution for the existing problem. That's why you need
Good.
research.
Yeah, yeah. I think Suhasini madam also mentioned about solving a problem, right? That is fine. Pushpa Kumari. Pushpa Kumari, what is your discipline? To which discipline do you belong? Pushpa Kumari, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yeah. Then Shantaraju would speak, is it?
Yes, sir.
Shantaraju, sir? Yes, please.
Sir, physical education department.
Yeah, good, good. Why is research undertaken in physical education?
Yes, sir.
Physical education ಯಾಕೆ research ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ?
Develop sports and innovation of the skills, and then
Okay.
motivate the peoples.
Very good, very good, very good. Thank you. In fact, we did have some few ideas as to why research is undertaken. I have another question now. I hope it is visible to you. Will someone read this question? The second question. Yeah, Swasini, madam, can you read that? Can you read this question, please? Or Sandhya Rao, madam?
Yes, sir.
How is social science research different from research in science?
Yeah, correct. We have persons from botany, geography, etc., which are considered more as science. And we also have people from education or maybe sociology, physical education, which are all considered as social sciences or humanities, right? Why is it that we are doing, I mean, what is the difference between these two? Or do you see any difference? Is there any difference? Or is it one and the same? Sandhya Rao, madam.
So science is exact theories where we do experiments and all, whereas in the social science research, more or less it is of based on the data collection, how we compile the data, how do we manage the data, it depends on that. And social sciences basically it is only of how the human behaves. That is purely it is on the human behavior. At that particular time, how the human reacts. And that means if you give a questionnaire, how the people will answer for that. How a person compile the data, it depends on that. But in the science, it is not possible. It is 1 + 1 is 2 only. But in the social science research, it is not like that.
Yeah. So, madam, what is your discipline?
Commerce.
Commerce. Okay. Okay.
Sir,
Is there anyone from science department? Would someone from science department speak?
Sir, in science, we innovate new things.
Okay.
But in arts, just we developed what existing in the history is developed, sir.
Okay. Okay. Somebody from botany or chemistry or zoology or physics. Would someone speak from these disciplines? Yes. how is research in science different from social science?
Sir, in social science, we usually give prominence to our people emotions and cultural factors and other social aspects. Whereas in science, we more concentrate on principles, facts, and results. Actually,
Good, good. Madam, what is your discipline?
I'm education, sir. MSc zoology.
Okay. You belong to both. It's a very
Yes,
good
sir. I'm
student.
working in education department.
Hello.
Very good.
May I,
Very
sir?
good. Yes, please.
Yeah, may I, sir?
Yeah, please speak.
Social sciences place within a society
Yeah,
and understanding the natural phenomena to generate a new knowledge.
very good.
While
Very
the
good.
sciences are in the laboratory, in a
Very
lab.
good. Yeah. Very well said. In fact, you used the word understanding natural phenomena. Understanding natural phenomena. That is very interesting. Yeah. But there is a difference between the two also.
Sir, I think research
Yeah.
in social science as well as science should work towards the betterment of human life. It could
Very
be
good.
social science or science.
Yeah.
It should
Betterment of
always
society.
work towards the betterment of human life and society.
Very good. Very good. In
Sir,
fact, they should address the human context and try to help improve the conditions of human beings. That is what we are seeing, right? Okay.
Sir, social science research is integrated with the behavioral aspects.
Yeah.
Then science aspect is integrated with the factual information and depth information.
Correct. You're right. You know, one very interesting difference between the two. You know, if a science physics person, for example, is studying the gravity or gravitational force, let us say that a physics researcher is trying to understand what is the gravitational force. He would like to understand it. He would like to conceptualize it. He also would like to develop some laws or theories on it, some generalizations about it. But interestingly, he will not like to change the gravitational force. He is not, say, for example, he is not interested in changing the fact that Earth moves around the sun. He is only understanding it. He is conceptualizing it. He is creating laws about it. But when you come to social sciences, by very nature, as Deepak sir said, it touches the life of human beings. Social sciences have that kind of an orientation. Say, for example, if Suhasini madam, as an education researcher, she is trying to understand the phenomenon of dropout among primary school children or dropout among secondary school children. She also would like to change that, improve that situation. She also will be interested how dropout can be reduced. Now, that is another interesting aspect when it comes to social science researchers as different from researchers in science. One more question that I have is, some of you said that we are creating knowledge, new knowledge, finding out new knowledge, right? Original knowledge. Now, what do we really mean by knowledge? What is knowledge?
Information.
Information is knowledge, okay?
Awareness of facts.
Awareness of facts, okay? You said two words now, facts and information. Anyone else?
Obtaining something through experiences. Obtaining the knowledge or information through experiences.
Through one's experiences. Lavanya madam is from which discipline?
Sir, I'm from education stream, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. In fact, this is something which we are going to explore.
So we can call processed information as knowledge.
Yeah. In fact, Suhasini madam also said that information gathering is knowledge, right? Now, let us try to explore this term. In fact, in this session, when I say construction of knowledge, research as construction of knowledge, we have to primarily understand what we are constructing. What is it that is being constructed? Now, that is the reason why I asked this question. Let us move further. You know that research has various purposes. Research is undertaken for various purposes, various reasons. Some of them I have put here. Through research, one would like to gain knowledge, understand a phenomenon. Understand a phenomenon. Say, for example, if you say, what is that? Enrollment as a phenomenon in education. Photosynthesis as a phenomenon in botany, right? So you are trying to understand that phenomenon. Some of you also said solving problems. Research is a process whereby we try to solve problems. Developing generalizations and theories. In fact, most of science, the knowledge in science is organized in terms of laws and theories. Generalization, which is at the base, above that is the law, and above that is the theory. So that is in terms of abstraction, generalization is below, law next, and the theory at the end. So this is what they are trying to create in the structure of knowledge. Then predicting outcomes and consequences is another purpose for which research is undertaken. Analyzing issues. Issues. What is an issue? What do we mean by an issue? Analyzing issues. What do you think it means? Issue.
Issue means immediate problems are creating, maybe in a class or something somewhere.
Okay. Okay. You know,
But
friends,
issues
like,
related to the society, sir.
yeah. Vasundhara?
Burning issues related to the societies, sir.
An issue is something which is having two sides to it. You know, normally you have seen the debates, right? In schools, colleges, we organize debates. Every debate has an issue. There are speakers who speak for the issue, and there are also speakers who speak against the issue. There are speakers who are defending the issue, and there are speakers who are rejecting the issue. So issue normally has two sides, and as a person, you are required to make a decision which side to take. Say, for example, one very simple issue: should schools be started late in the winter? Should schools be started late in the winter? This is an issue. And this issue will have some people saying, yes, we should start late because winter, it is very cold and children will find it difficult to come to the school. And that is the reason why. Whereas those who are saying no, they would say that curriculum is very loaded, and if you start late, you have to close late. Closing late means their dinner, lunch being delayed, all these kinds of arguments. So there are researches are also undertaken to analyze issues. And lastly, it is also undertaken for addressing concerns. As human beings, we have several concerns. We are concerned that some children are not coming to the school. We are concerned that there are socially disadvantaged children to whom a good quality education is not being given. We are concerned that girls drop out early in their education. You know, we have several concerns, and those concerns have to be addressed. And research is one of the tools that helps us in addressing these kinds of concerns also. let me proceed further. Some of you said that research is an activity where we solve problems. In fact, you would have always understood the PhD work where you have to write the statement of the problem. Or you say, I have selected a research problem. Or somebody asking you, what is your research problem? Right? So this word problem has been used extensively in the context of research. But if the research problem is a statement that would be related to an area of concern or a condition to be improved or a difficulty to be eliminated or a troubling question that exists in scholarly literature, in theory or in practice. In fact, this may apply to both the content, that is the discipline. For a geography person, geography is the substance or the content. For an education person, education is the substance or content. And for a maybe physical education person, physical education is the substance or the content. So it may apply to the substance of the discipline or the method or methodology. Method or methodology that is being followed, how it is being studied. It may pertain to that also. Like, for example, a difficulty to be eliminated. Suppose we have a way of measuring intelligence as a student of psychology. You have one way of measuring the intelligence of people. But you are not happy with that way of measuring intelligence. You want to bring an improvement to the method of measuring intelligence, or you want to develop a different procedure of measuring intelligence. That also is research. So it is not that we are trying to create knowledge only in the subject or content. We are also trying to create knowledge with the methodology that is followed. How to improve that methodology, how we can do better, whether a particular questionnaire is more appropriate or should I have a different questionnaire developed which is more inclusive, which is more comprehensive, etc. So that is what is the kind of context in which research is undertaken. Now let us see what is the difference between these two terms. You know that when you know knowledge, when we are saying we are creating knowledge, you know that knowledge is also said as public knowledge and personal knowledge. What is public knowledge and what is personal knowledge? These two terms you would have come across. What do we really mean by public knowledge? And what is it when we say personal knowledge? What do you think? Any of you? Can knowledge be personal? Is it possible that the knowledge can be personal? Yes.
My own opinions are my personal knowledge.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Deepak sir, you are thinking.
The personal knowledge means the knowledge which I obtain through my understanding or through my resource.
My experience.
Whereas public knowledge
Very
is
good, very good, very good. You are very near, very near to the point. Yeah, correct, correct. Now let me hear it from Deepak sir.
So the personal knowledge is gained out of our intuition.
Okay, good, good. Suresh sir, Dr. Suresh, what do you think is personal knowledge? Dr. Suresh, can you speak?
It may be getting by the personal experience, sir.
Very good, very good. I mean, all of you are agreeing on that part. There's something which is gained through personal experiences of an individual. You know, every experience has its outcome in the form of knowledge. Every experience has an outcome in the form of knowledge. But then why is it that we are calling some knowledge as public knowledge? If personal knowledge is based on my personal experience, what is public knowledge? What do you think?
It is the knowledge which is shared by others or which is opinionated
Very good,
by
very
others.
good. Not opinion, knowledge.
Knowledge.
It is the knowledge which is shared by large number of people, agreed upon by a
Can we
large number
say
of people. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a general observation? Can we say general observation of the public or people?
General observation is the general knowledge. Knowledge held by a group of people. Say, for
Yeah.
example, or knowledge held by those who are studying physics, physicists. Knowledge held by botanists. Knowledge held by psychologists. Public knowledge. So which one actually, I mean, how is it that personal knowledge and public knowledge, can personal knowledge become public knowledge? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
possible? My experience, you said, my experience gives me personal knowledge. My own personal experiences give me personal knowledge. Can my personal knowledge become public knowledge?
Knowledge should always
Yes.
be public, sir.
No, sir.
No?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
Public, it means the lot of people are there, a group of people are there. So
Yes.
personal knowledge cannot be public.
Personal knowledge cannot become public. Okay. Anyone
Sir,
else?
it may be, sir,
No,
it may
sir.
be possible.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
Sir,
possible.
knowledge should always be part of.
Sandeep Sinha Saab has something
Yes,
to
sir.
say. Yes.
It may be possible, sir. Some personal knowledge are converted into public knowledge because it may be possible through information from radio, television, newspaper, etc. That will disperse through the people.
Okay. Very good. Very good. In fact, you have said correctly. There is a difference between the two. And let me ask one last question related to this. Which one do you teach in the schools and colleges? Which knowledge?
It's public knowledge, sir.
It is
Public knowledge, sir.
Yes, yes,
Both,
yes.
sir.
Very good. It is actually what is contained in the textbooks, what is taught in the schools and colleges is the public knowledge. Knowledge which is agreed upon by a large number of people. If that knowledge is not agreed upon by many, you only believe in it. You only think that is right. That doesn't get into the textbooks. That doesn't become a part of the curriculum. That is what is very important to remember. We are actually discussing it in the context of research. So there are two other terms which we come across. Verified knowledge versus tacit knowledge. In fact, this term, tacit knowledge, was used by Michael Polanyi. Michael Polanyi was basically a chemical engineer. A chemical engineer who coined this term, tacit knowledge. Verified knowledge you know already, right? What is verified knowledge? What is verified?
It is testing by someone else, sir.
Testing
Product
by
are-
Suresh is saying
by
something.
somebody else.
Suresh, you speak loudly.
It is tested by somebody else or tested or verified by somebody else. Example, medicine aspect, sir. If
Okay.
you come to for the medicine come to exist in society, somebody is tested whether it is impact or not. So that is
Yeah.
a testing.
Verified knowledge, right, right. Basundhara madam, you were saying something.
Sir, quoted by a specialist or quoted by sir a specialist or discipline experts.
Okay, okay. In fact, verified knowledge is that which has been undergone a verification process. Knowledge, see now you look at it this way. There is something which is personal knowledge of a person or tacit knowledge, and that personal knowledge undergoes a process which is called verification process, then becomes verified knowledge. So the difference between the two is the process of verification. If any knowledge undergoes the process of verification, that becomes a verified knowledge or the public knowledge. Now, what is the meaning of this tacit knowledge? Tacit knowledge is written here. Somebody read? Chandrasekhar sir, can you read this loudly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tacit knowledge consists all those things that we know how to do, but perhaps do not know how to explain.
Yes.
At least symbolically or theoretically.
Correct.
So actually verified knowledge, it's a reliable source, sir.
That's right.
I agree, sir.
You know, don't you think that there are many things we know how to do it? We know how to do it, but we do not have a theoretical explanation for it.
Yes.
We cannot explain it, but we can do it. There are many such knowledge, which is actually the tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge is gained through one's own life experiences, life observations. For example, if there is a person who is working in a garage, he knows how to fix things. If you take your automobile to the garage, he knows how to fix it. Where is the problem? But you ask him for the theory. What is the theory behind it? May not know. Whereas a student of engineering, somebody who is a BE, may be able to explain to you what is the reason behind it. So that there is a difference between the types of knowledges that we possess. Let me now ask you this question. I am going to give you a statement. You have to tell whether it is public knowledge or is it personal knowledge. Color of a crow is both black and white.
The public knowledge. Public
read
knowledge.
again. Read again. Is there anybody? Color of a crow is both black and white.
Personal knowledge.
Personal.
Why personal
Everyone
knowledge?
can see.
But
everyone can see the color of crow.
Yeah, everyone sees the crow and
it's in
they
black.
know that the color of the crow is black.
Yes, sir.
But then
the identification of the color maybe is subjective in nature.
You know, there was one newspaper item in somewhere in Maharashtra. There was a crow which was white in color. Observe, albino crow, an albino crow. And that was, say for example, I have seen that crow. Now I know that crow can be white also. I know that because I have seen it. I'm saying the color of a crow is both black and white because I have seen a white crow. But it is not a public knowledge because it has not undergone the process of verification. It has not undergone the process of verification. That is the reason why. Okay, let us see this one. The direction in which sun rises is east. It's a statement of knowledge. Direction in which sun rises is east.
Public knowledge.
Public knowledge, why?
Because it is a generalized statement which has drawn through several observations.
Correct, correct. So it has gone through several observations, and a lot of people know that the direction in which sun rises is east. That is how it is a public knowledge. Let us see this one. I have seen a ghost yesterday.
Personal knowledge.
Yes,
Personal knowledge.
personal knowledge. I have seen a ghost, but I cannot show you the ghost. I will not be able to show you. You ask me, okay, show me that ghost, where it is. I will not, but I have seen one, and I believe there is ghost. So that can at best be personal knowledge of the individual. What about this? All human beings are basically good.
Personal knowledge, sir.
My personal knowledge.
Because it depends on the person who observes, sir.
Okay.
It is his perspective towards the human beings.
That's right. It is possible that Lavanya madam has come across a whole lot of people in her life who are basically good. They are basically good. So she says, all human beings are basically good. But suppose Vasundhara madam has come across some people who are not that good. Then what will happen? She will say, no, all human beings are not basically good. So at best, this statement can be a personal knowledge of an individual, right? You know, there are different types of knowledges. As I said earlier, we said verified knowledge and tacit knowledge. We said public knowledge and personal knowledge. In fact, there are several types of knowledge. Explicit knowledge, implicit knowledge, tacit knowledge, a priori knowledge, a posteriori knowledge, and declarative knowledge. We'll try to understand some of them one by one. What do they mean? Declarative knowledge. Declarative knowledge actually consists of more than one types within itself. There are more than one types of knowledge which is called a declarative knowledge. One of them is factual knowledge. Some of you mentioned also. See, information, facts, research is a process which is for gathering information and facts, right? So what is factual knowledge? Factual knowledge, for example, is recalling the names and dates of important battles. Or you can remember who directed what movie. Which movie was directed by whom? This is factual knowledge. What about conceptual knowledge? Is another one. For instance, you learn that plants use sunlight, turn carbon dioxide and water into food and oxygen. See, this is a statement of knowledge. Plants use sunlight, turn carbon dioxide and water into food and oxygen. Now tell me, what are the concepts involved here? What are the concepts here? Yes.
Photosynthesis.
What are the concepts? Nirmala madam will definitely say this.
Sir, photosynthesis. Sir.
Photosynthesis is definitely a concept. It's a technical term. See, photosynthesis is used only in botany. It is a vocabulary used by a student of botany, right? What about carbon dioxide and oxygen? Carbon dioxide and oxygen?
Gases in the atmosphere.
Yes.
Gases in the
atmosphere. Look at it carefully. Conceptual knowledge consists of technical vocabulary, technical terms, which are used in certain disciplines. And as students of education, definitely Swasini madam and Lavanya madam, all of them will be training their students on what is concept, how concept is learned, how concept can be taught, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we do that.
Yeah.
Now, can we know from you what do we mean by concept?
Concept is a thing which has a common attribute.
Okay, it has common attributes. Very good.
Recognition and identification.
Okay. Concept
It's
consists
a
of
plant. Actually, plant
Is
is
it?
a concept.
yes, it is a term where you are identifying the common attributes, right?
Yeah.
Now tell me, this question is for others also, not only education persons. There is this concept of a table. You all have seen table. There would be something in front of you also right now, where your desktop or laptop or phone is kept, right? A table. Table is a concept, right? Is it right or no? Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is table a concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, see, if I'm teaching photosynthesis, as a teacher, what do? I will ask my students, define photosynthesis. Define photosynthesis. Similarly, I am asking you, define a table. Can you define a table? Any of you?
Depend
Yes.
upon
Chandrasekhar sir. Yes.
gravitational help.
What is the table, or what is the definition for a table?
Table is a thing which has.
Yes, madam.
It is a thing which is having four legs and it will be used to keep the books and other things.
Okay. Now, madam is saying it is something which has four legs and you can keep books, etc. on it. Generally speaking, correct only. Right? Is that right or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is right. Now, Chandrasekhar sir, please tell me, have you seen a table with a single leg?
No, sir.
A single leg
Yes,
table.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
You have
Yes.
seen,
Yes.
a dining table, right?
Yes.
Dining table.
Dining table.
Dining table are there. Some of them have a single leg.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are no four legs.
What?
That
Right?
is called
Yes, sir. Yes,
round
sir.
table.
Yeah, yes, round table. Okay, have you seen a table which does not have any legs at all? Only planks. Only planks are there, no legs. Yeah?
One object.
Yes. Many of these tables, which are actually the computer tables, they do not have legs. There are only planks. There are planks by the side, right?
But it's on the floor, sir.
It's on the floor, correct.
But it related to the gravitational. Am I right, sir?
Correct, it is. But then you are trying to remember, when we say concept, we are trying to define that concept. If table is a concept.
Yes.
Now, imagine if you are a teacher and you are teaching like this. Table is something which can be having four legs or one leg or no legs also. It can be something we can keep things on. Which student will understand it? Do you think your student will understand that? No. What happens then? Do we conclude that you do not know the concept? But you know what is a table. You are very sure about what is a table. Now that is what is the conceptual knowledge is that. Conceptual knowledge is the technical knowledge that you gain. And you know that somebody also said, Madam Lavanya said, I think it has attributes, right? Lavanya, madam, did you say?
Yes.
The
Yeah, yes.
concept has attributes. Yes.
Common
yes.
attributes.
Common attributes will be there. Correct, correct. They are the characteristics or attributes of a concept. Now, what are the attributes of a table? What do you think are the attributes of a table? That is, it has a flat surface.
Four
You are not
legs.
saying the shape. You are not saying it should be round, it should be square, it should be rectangle. No. You are saying a flat surface and a support which is vertical. A horizontal plane with a vertical support. That vertical support can be a leg, can be 4 legs, can be 3 legs, can be planks. So all of them you are putting under the concept table. All of them. So that is how concepts get created. You know that research is a process whereby researchers do create concepts. They coin concepts. How did we come to know otherwise these terms, such as in psychology you have a term like stress, right? How did these terms get into the disciplinary vocabulary? It was actually created by one or the other researcher in that field. Then the third kind of declarative knowledge, these are all parts of declarative knowledge. Third kind of declarative knowledge is procedural knowledge. Procedural knowledge is knowledge of doing things such as starting the engine, shifting the gears, using the steering wheel. Suppose you are able to drive a car, then what is the procedure for starting the engine? You know, you have that knowledge. What is the procedure for shifting the gears? You know that procedure. And what is the procedure for using the wheel? Whether to go to the left, right, etc. What is the procedure of using the steering wheel? That is procedural knowledge. You know this procedural knowledge. There is no concept involved there. It is the procedure, how to do something. That is what is procedural knowledge, right? So this is one kind of knowledge. Declarative knowledge is one kind of knowledge. And researcher has something to do with this also.
Sir, is it performance-based or task-based research knowledge?
Yes, it is performance-based, correct. Yes. Another kind of knowledge is a posteriori versus a priori. A posteriori versus a priori. For example, experience, observations, evidence, they are all leading to a posteriori knowledge. A knowledge that is obtained from past experiences. It differs from a priori, which is acquiring knowledge through logic. And it is used in applications of areas like mathematics, for example. That is a priori or axiomatic knowledge. Say, for example, if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then what is the logic saying? What would the logic say? If A is greater than B and B is greater than C, what is it logic would say? That A is greater than C, right? You can conclude that. Is it right or not? Say, for example, if A is shorter than B, B is shorter than C, then definitely A is shorter than C. That kind of knowledge is called a priori knowledge. There is no experience involved, but there is logic in it. Logic has created, and much of mathematics is that. Mathematics basically knowledge which is a priori by nature. Whereas knowledge which is created in areas like physics, chemistry, they are all a posteriori knowledge, or even education, a posteriori. You have gone through certain procedures of experience, observation, and evidence gathering. That is why it is a posteriori knowledge. There is also a classification of the type explicit and implicit knowledge. What is explicit knowledge? It is the knowledge which is contained in manuals, documents, procedures, and how to do videos. You have come across all of them. See, when you purchase a washing machine, along with that washing machine, one manual will be given. What is that manual containing? That manual will tell you how to operate this machine. Or there is a video which is demonstrating to you how to do something. That is explicit knowledge. That kind of knowledge is called, the knowledge has been explicated. It's an explicit knowledge. Whereas implicit knowledge is the practical application of explicit knowledge. When the explicit knowledge is practically applied, then it becomes implicit knowledge. Essentially, the skills or know-hows, they are implicit knowledge. Now let me for a while come to the Indian knowledge system. You know that India has a very long past. How many years? Since the history of India goes back to how many years? Approximately. What do you think? The history of India goes back to how many years? 100 years?
5,000 years?
Yeah?
5,000 years?
It is in thousands. Madam is right. Nirmala madam is correct. It is in thousands of years, right? Now, when you say India has a past of 1,000 years or more, then how was knowledge created? There was no verification procedure as we are doing now in research. What was it that knowledge was created through? In fact, according to the Indian, these are all actually coming under a samhita called Nyaya Samhita. Nyaya Samhita basically coming into picture. Pramatra is the subject of inquiry or the knower, that is oneself. The one who is trying to know something is Pramatra. Prameya is the object of inquiry. What is to be known? What I am trying to know about, that is Prameya. And the procedure by which I come to know of something knowledge. The common term which was used, is jnana. Jnana. Right? Say, for example, the name of Bangalore University campus. Do you know what is the name? What is the name of Bangalore University campus?
Jnana
Jnana Bharati. Yes. Jnana Bharati. That is the name of Bangalore University campus. Jnana. Jnana actually is any cognition. Anything that I know is jnana. Less than that is Pramanya Jnana, true cognition. Less than that is Pramanya Anubhava Jnana. That means that which I am presently holding. So the jnana has been defined in the Indian knowledge system at 3 levels. Pramanya Anubhava Jnana of the individual and Pramanya Jnana, which is cognition. See, right now, for example, I know that there is a computer in front of me because I am seeing it. I know that there is a spectacle with me. I know that is a mouse. I know. This is Anubhava Jnana. Sensory apparatus is involved in it. Whereas I remember cycling. It's not that this, you don't say I know cycling. It's only when you are cycling you say I know cycling. But I remember cycling. That is true cognition. You know, there is a difference then. The way cognition has been classified in Indian knowledge system. So what is the method used for generating knowledge? See, the research that all of us are doing, the university research, PhD, doctoral research that we are doing is based on what is called the scientific method. The scientific method. And what is the basis of scientific method? On what it is based? Scientific method. It is based on a philosophy called empiricism. Empiricism, which is governed by the fact of objectivity. Please remember, objectivity is very important in research when you are doing scientific, when you are using scientific method. Correct? Is that right? Objectivity is something which is very important in your researches when you are using scientific method. Is that right? Ravikant sir. I will request Ravikant sir to speak. Ravikant sir, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Very nice to see you.
Sir?
Very happy to see you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, do you agree that objectivity is something which we are insisting in our doctoral research where scientific method is used? Objectivity.
Yeah.
Yes? I cannot hear you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can. Now I can hear you, please.
Normally, in the research aspects, sir, we have to make use of some scientific methods only to extract the, to get the exact result, sir.
Correct. Sir, what is your discipline?
Sir, commerce, sir.
Very good, very good. See, objectivity is something that we expect in any research. Any research. Now, that is the reason why you are seeing that whatever I am doing is not subjective. It is not subjective. Right? Nagbhushan sir wants to say something.
Sir, education. Sir.
Nagbhushan sir, please speak.
Education.
Yes. Do you agree that objectivity is something which is emphasized in the research that we conduct? We are avoiding subjectivity. We are making sure that our findings are objectively arrived. Correct? Am I right? Nagbhushan sir? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was thinking whether I'm able to reach you or not. Okay. Thank you. There is something else. See, this is about the empiricism which we use in doctoral studies. There is something else which the Indian knowledge system said. What it said? There are 6 ways of knowing. Whereas in our scientific method, there is 1 way of knowing. 1 way of knowing. That is the process of scientific inquiry. Whereas in the Indian system, there are 6 ways of knowing. What are the 6 ways? One is pratyaksha, or you call it as pratyaksha pramana. Anumana pramana. Anumana is the second. Shabda is the third. Pramana is the fourth. Arthapatti is the fifth. And Anupalabdhi is the sixth. What do they mean? Let us look at. Actually is perception. Perception. That means you are using your sense organs to know something. I know that this bottle of water is not hot. How did I know this? How did I come to know this? I'm saying, I know that this bottle of water is not hot, not warm. How did I know this?
By touching.
Because you felt it by touching.
Correct. I used the sensory organ of touch. That is what is the perception. I perceived that it is not hot. You know, many times in biological sciences, botany, for example, you are trying to find new knowledge through the sensory organs only, by observation, by the method of observation, by describing. Say, for example, when you are describing a particular species, you are describing its characteristics. How do you describe? Because you saw all this. These characteristics are present. And those characteristics have been perceived by the researcher. Perception or the pratyaksha is. Suppose I say that I'm making a declarative statement, a statement about Ravikant sir. I'm making a statement that Ravikant sir sometimes gets angry. I'm making a statement. Ravikant sir sometimes gets angry. How can I make this statement? That is, see, I'm expressing my knowledge. My knowledge about Ravikant sir. I say, sometimes he gets angry. How can I make this statement? It is only
because you have observed it.
Yes, I would have observed. I would have seen him angry. Once I have seen him angry, then I say he can be angry. Drawing an inference is Anumana. Mostly used by the sciences, the empirical method. Suppose there is a statement of knowledge which I am making like this, that force has been imparted to this ball because it is moving. Force has been imparted to this ball because it is Hetu, that is motion. Paksha, that is ball. And Vyapti, wherever there is motion, there is force. And not only that, I am making the generalization. Wherever there is no force, there is no motion. That means opposite also is true. Wherever there is motion, there is force. Wherever there is no force, there is no motion. And I am also giving an example. When it comes to Vyapti, I am giving an example, say, like in a cart. Like in a cart, bullock cart, for example. So, this way of stating knowledge, arriving at knowledge is called Anumana or inference. You are drawing an inference based on certain information, data, or observations that you have made. The third one is Sabda, testimony. Testimony. Mostly you say it is written. It is legal knowledge is that lawyers you will find, they will say that according to section 371 of the Indian Penal Act, they are saying that is the testimony. Or they say in a similar situation, Allahabad High Court had pronounced this act as guilty. What is it that the lawyer is doing? Giving legal testimony. In fact, it is written in the book, for example. It is written in the constitution. So you are, or it is, Shabda can be written, Shabda can also be heard. It is oral or written, both. Now, I'll ask you a very simple question. All of us, those who are not physicists, all of us, we have the knowledge that atom is the smallest particle of matter. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How do you get this knowledge? How did you get this knowledge?
Because sir, we have read somewhere in our books that atom is the smallest particle.
Very good, very good. See, what has happened is, you have not seen the atom. There is no pratyaksha pramana for you. But you have been told by your teacher another is upamana. Again, in legal, for example, in the similar situation, the Madras High Court had given the judgment that this act is violative of law. What is it that the lawyer is doing? He is presenting a comparison, upamana, of some other judgment which is given by a different court, and saying this is also to be applied here. Comparison. That is another way of establishing knowledge, through comparison. Arthapatti. Arthapatti involves understanding or assumption of a fact based on some other fact. Understanding based on some other fact. I'm given an example here. What is the example? Statement A is, this is silver. That is statement A. This is silver. Statement B. What is statement B? This is not silver. Now, both these statements cannot be true simultaneously. Both these statements cannot be true simultaneously. One statement is saying this is silver. Another statement is saying this is not silver. How can both be true at the same time? But a third statement can make both of them true. How? The third statement is, this appears silver. A, this is silver. B, this is not silver. C, this appears silver. This appears silver can make both these earlier statements correct. They can be true. Now, this kind of a creation of knowledge is called arthapati. Lastly, anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi is actually non-existence, something which is not existing. Non-existence of a thing is also knowledge. I know, see, I'm making a statement now. I know there is no tiger in this room. I know there is no tiger in this room. Non-existence. No, I know that something is not existing. I know something is not existing. That is another kind of knowledge that individuals possess. So these were actually different ways in which the knowledge in India was created of different types. Okay, let me come to the present context. What is statement of knowledge? What do we say? Statement of knowledge that all our researchers are trying to create through our PhD doctoral program. What are we trying to do? We are trying to create statements of knowledge. Statements of knowledge or generalizations. Okay, how is it created? An inference is a generalization. It is a generalization connecting two variables. Any generalization for that matter connects two variables. It has to connect two variables. A statement of relationship. A statement of relationship. Say, for example, as a commerce student or an economics student, somebody makes a statement that higher the demand, what is the next part? Higher the demand,
higher will be the supply.
Yes. Higher the demand, what is the next part?
Higher the demand, lower the price, sir.
Correct. Higher the demand, lower the price. As demand increases, price decreases. Now, this is a statement. Can you understand? This is a statement. And we are doing research, make such statements. Whatever we are doing as research, we are trying to make statements, create statements which are generalizations. We are trying to create those generalizations. Now, let me come to the point to which I said earlier, a generalization is different from a concept because a single concept cannot be made a generalization. Any generalization requires at least two concepts. There can be more, but at least two concepts are required to make one generalization. Like, for example, demand and price. Demand and price, these are two variables. Demand can be more or less. Price also can be more or less. I am trying to connect these two in a statement. Connecting these two in a statement. That is the, with only demand, we cannot make a generalization. There is no generalization, but there will be only fact. Demand of apple has increased. Demand of gold has increased. It can only be a fact. It cannot be a generalization. Right? So there is a generalization which requires at least two concepts. Research is a process of establishing knowledge, making an assertion, inferring a relationship. All these things are done through our research. That is how the knowledge gets created. Please understand that knowledge gets created through research in the form of assertions, inferences, generalizations, etc. Relationships also could be causal or correlational. What is the difference? Causal, how is it different from correlational? Yes. How is causal different from correlation? Yes. What do you think? Causal means what?
Because of something, something else is happening.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ah. Ah.
Correlation between two variables.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಇದು? Okay.
Situation based.
Yeah. It is. It is. Causal is where you are saying that something causes something else. When you heat a metal,
For example, fuel prices are high because there is less supply from Gulf countries.
I couldn't hear you properly. Can you speak a little louder?
So, for example, the fuel prices are high because less supply from Gulf countries.
Correct. Correct. So this is the broad framework with which we are, and what we do, I just quickly go through. I am not going to explain. I don't think we have time for that. There are different types of research. You know that there are different types of research. Some of them are called basic, some of them are called applied, some of them are called also action research. Somebody mentioned also about action research. And there are differences between the two, right? That there are differences in their meaning, their nature, their utility, their concern, and also their goal. They are all different. And we follow a certain procedure in our scientific method. These are the steps that you have seen, which are defining the problem, developing an approach to the problem, formulating a research design, doing field work for collecting data, and preparing and analyzing data, also preparing a report, right? Now, when you say research has to be undertaken, from where does it begin? From where does it begin? Where do you get the idea for research? The sources are many. There are informal observations, practical observations, previous researches, and you know that in articles would identify certain gaps in research. That is what in many articles they tell you that there is a certain gap in research, and that is how one can undertake. But when you write the research topic, there are different things which are to be mentioned. That is what, who, where, when, why. These things are clear in your research topic. Definitely, the topic will be stated in a proper manner. So, when you think of these topics, please identify whether what is lacking. See, whether what is lacking, who is lacking, where is lacking, when is lacking, why is lacking in this statement. The effects of schooling, family, and poverty on children's attainment, potential, and confidence. This is a research topic. What is missing here? What do you think is missing in this title?
Why is missing?
Yes.
Sir, why?
Why?
We cannot find the reason.
Definitely. Definitely. Also, it doesn't tell you about the context. The context. It is saying effects of schooling. Fine. On which class? Which grade?
Yes, where is also missing.
Yes, yes. Similarly, there are other titles. You can say science teaching and students' attitude and aspirations. It doesn't say whether it is a causal variable or not. On
Where
whom,
is missing
which
here?
student? Which student? Is it college student? Is it high school students? Which student? It doesn't say anything. So titles need to be worded where you have to take into account these different things. What is the time right now? What is the time?
3:23.
Oh my goodness, I think we have crossed our limit. Even though there are so many things I thought I will share with you, but I feel I should stop now. Thank you very much. I will stop here. And if by chance, if you have some question, please can ask me now. If there is any question that you would like to ask, please do that.